Alrighty, let's harvest some of these, all of these marigold seeds. Whoop! Wow, they're so dry they fly right out of the capsules. And then I'm going to get rid of these stems. Throw them in the compost pile. There's a couple more. I have two kinds, bronze and orange. I like the orange. I think later, inside where it's warm, I'll pick through these that still have the petals to show the color. I'll try to separate them and see how I can do growing different colors. Every year I just grow these marigolds year to year, saving my own seeds. Every year I tell myself, oh, you need to color code them with little tags like a plant hybridizer would do. Tag each flower according to color. But it's not the end of the world. I just grow lots and lots of them. I always have excess. Why not? They're free. The challenge is finding a sunny place inside to get them started in the spring. Last year, I still have some cactus. I don't have too many house plants, but my cactus are getting so large, they're heavy. I sold them on Facebook. Someone drove 90 miles to pick up a couple. I saved some of my favorites. I have one. It's a cactus I started from seed when I was 16 years old, and I still have it. It's getting too tall. It's in a very heavy pot. I hacked it down. Just had to make it smaller. It's, gosh, 4 feet tall. 4 feet. Now it's about 3 feet tall. And it's not even attractive. It's okay to say that because he's in the other room. He won't hear me. It's not an attractive cactus. Just something you'd see out in the desert, I guess. out of a packet of seeds I got when I was a young lad. That was the only one that took. Geez, it's almost February and here I am harvesting seeds. Any more? Getting there. I don't even have nice pots for some of these. I run out of pots. My favorite are the clay pots made in Italy because they're porous. They dry out. They breathe. That's an orange one. Yep. The clay pots break, but I like unglazed clay pots. It's more of a natural environment for your plants. I used to have large clay pots and I grew scented leaf geraniums, different varieties. That was fun. I had those for years. They became trees. I'd take cuttings and start new ones, but I'd keep them going as long as I could. It's really nice to pluck a scented geranium leaf. The scent is just beautiful. I only have one scented plant inside now, an English lavender. It's in a pot. My friend in New Jersey, she leaves her English lavender potted just out on a table in the winter, all winter long. I don't know. They're hardy in Maine, but I just keep it cool and dry through the winter. And I only have one pot, so I baby it. It was just a little sprig of English lavender, right? I weeded it. I was weeding and I saw it, and I have such a soft heart for plants, especially herbs. And I plucked it out, put it in a wet handkerchief, took it home, planted it. It's 2 or 3 years I've had it now. It's still kind of small, but it's finally coming into its own. That's a slow process. Some plants are easy to transplant, and some are challenging. Same with taking cuttings. Some plants are easy to take cuttings. Other cuttings are extremely hard to root. And some plants will not come from a cutting. Only root divisions or seeds. Some plants do not have the genetic makeup, the ability to sprout roots from a stem. I think I remember back in college, my horticulture professor saying, and speaking of stem cuttings, a peperomia will start great from a stem cutting leaf with a stem attached. You can grow a peperomia fairly easy. But if you try a leaf cutting, like a begonia, you can use a leaf, come up with a plant. All kinds of ways you can generate from begonias. But a peperonia, you take one of those leaves, you put it in the soil, it'll sprout roots, but the roots will just maintain the leaf. I remember my instructor joking about it. You'll have the most beautiful green peperomia leaf of anyone, but that's all it will ever be. Conversely, begonia, there's different varieties, of course, but I remember in a nursery I used to work in, you could take the begonia blade and lay it down on your propagating bench, turn the leaf over and slit the ribs, the veins of the leaf, turn it over and put it on the growing medium. And from each slit, roots will come out, and each little slit will become a plant. So one leaf, you could get 10 cuttings, 10 rooted cuttings that will all become full plants. Look at that, there's a little fly, almost looks like a black fly, and it's the end of January in Maine. What's up with that? Unheard of. Crazy. You know, every day I like to get a little something done. It makes me feel like I'm not a worthless wretch. Here's my disembodied face. So, I might continue this video later inside. I'm going to clean up here, take them inside where I've got others, and maybe start the sorting process. This is fun. Anything to do with living plants and seeds, it's fun. Okay. I don't think I'm going to stage this too much, but here's what I just got in the garage. Here's some more that I got earlier. I'm sure these are the pure orange ones that I covet, but the weather makes it hard to discern some of them. And here's my little sorting area. Maybe I'll just there's no tried and true method. These all look pretty random. These as well. Pretty random looking. These are quite orange. Some. Did you know leaves have, seeds have different longevity? Some seeds are not viable for much more than one season. Others, like these are my vegetable seeds. I've got nice, see, best butternut squash, best for 2024. I took these out of the largest butternut squash I harvested. I've been using my own butternut squash for seeds 4 or 5 years. Here's more. Certainly don't need to save all the seeds. I usually grow about 10 plants. Well, 15 plants maybe. And I've got, they've got the year printed on it. Packed for 2023. I noticed when I bought some spinach packed for 2021. I bought these this year, $3. And when I got home, I was a little upset that it was packed for 2021. Well, I thought, well, $3, I'm not going to drive 20 miles back. So I planted them, and it was a wonderful crop. So spinach are viable for several years. I don't know if there's any way you can look at a seed and determine how long it's going to last. I remember beet seeds are rather hard and crunchy looking. They may last a few years, as well as the beet seeds, hard and crunchy looking. Squash seeds are be interesting to see how long they last. It's easy enough to harvest them each year. But if you have leftover seeds that you've purchased, you can look it up on the internet as well. Let's see, these are 2-year-old seeds, 2022. I've got cucumbers, lettuce. I think lettuce may last a few years. There's certainly no harm in trying, either in a little pot filled with soil. Germinate them inside if they take. Transplant them. Plant them out. Well, it's fun. Oh yeah, I remember, speaking of squash, there was an urn of squash seeds found in a cave in Peru or Mexico or somewhere. 15,000 years old? 5,000 years old? However old it was thousands of years. And I don't know if they planted the seed or if they just saved some genetic material and started in a petri dish. But they were able to grow, and it was quite large, ugly thing, a squash that was used by earlier civilizations thousands of years ago. That's amazing. I think this is going to be hit or miss. Not much to do with them. I'll find a brown paper bag or something. It's good to put seeds in paper, not in plastic, where it might get moldy. You don't want any moisture. Actually, these are good. I think these ones that I just harvested are a little moist. I think I'll just let them sit as is for a bit longer. Put them in a sandwich lunch bag or something. Or envelopes work well too. Paper. I'll do that later. So there we go. I'm sure I'll have plenty of marigolds. I hate throwing away seeds. I'll go through them and pick out the best of the best. Not to get too fussy with it, but I'll try to look for good seeds. Always fun. Thank you.